Several new developments in South Suburban Dalton today. First, the state comptroller has suspended some payments to the village because it has failed to follow the law by providing financial reports.
Coming in, unfortunately, we knew it was going to be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. But like I said, you have just some accountability.
Embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard of Dalton, Illinois is making national headlines once again. But this time, the scandal is darker and more dangerous than ever before, as rumors swirl of political betrayal, corruption, and even an alleged assassination attempt. The small town of Dalton has become the center of a political firestorm that continues to intensify. The once close alliance between Henyard and her former assistant turned whistleblower Carmen Carlisle has now unraveled into a dramatic saga that could rival a Hollywood thriller.
Fox 32 has investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands of dollars.
At the heart of this controversy lies a disturbing question: could Mayor Henyard have gone so far as to hire local gang members to silence Carlisle, the one person who knows all her secrets? It sounds unbelievable, but in Dalton, where dysfunction has become routine, anything seems possible.
Appointment, that's what the trustees I talked to are calling this. They say the news took them by surprise, and now they're talking to legal counsel to figure out their next step.
A former ally turned whistleblower, Carmen Carlisle wasn't always a critic of Mayor Henyard. In fact, for years, she was one of her most trusted aides, with intimate access to confidential information, financial records, and daily operations at Village Hall. Carlisle was deeply embedded in the mayor's inner circle and, according to insiders, participated in questionable activities that—
Hey everybody, is it a reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for shirts. That's what it's for.
included the alleged misuse of the city funds for personal gain. But everything changed recently. Facing legal jeopardy of her own, Carlisle reportedly flipped on her former boss. In what sources say was a calculated move to protect herself from serious jail time, Carlisle struck a deal with federal investigators. She handed over what has been described as damning evidence of corruption, including emails, receipts, and potentially incriminating recordings. In exchange, she would testify against Henyard in what could be one of the most explosive corruption trials Illinois has seen in recent years.
Walgreens and Wayfair.
Who would make a one-day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon? And the main thing is—
According to sources, Carlisle's cooperation has already resulted in federal authorities ramping up their investigation into Henyard's administration. The mayor's finances, staffing practices, credit card use, and even private security expenses have come under intense scrutiny. A violent turn, alleged attempt on Carlisle's life. Just days after reportedly providing key evidence to authorities, Carlisle was the target of a brazen attack. Gunmen allegedly opened fire on her home in what some believe was a deliberate assassination attempt. Carlisle survived the shooting but remains in critical condition.
As it's the super mayor, Tiffany, Henyard, the people's mayor and people's—
Was this just a random act of violence? Many believe it wasn't. The timing of the attack, combined with Carlisle's role as a whistleblower, has led to widespread speculation that someone was trying to silence her. Some even allege that Henyard may have ordered the hit using local gang connections to carry it out. While there is currently no public proof tying Henyard directly to the shooting, the accusation alone has sent shockwaves through Dalton and beyond. As one resident put it, if she's willing to spend tens of thousands of our dollars on Amazon, what's to stop her from hiring a thug to take someone out lavish spending, budget deficits, and misuse of funds? The financial mismanagement under Henyard's leadership is no longer a secret. Fox 32 News has reported extensively on the mayor's questionable use of taxpayer money, including her use of police officers as a personal security detail. This not only removed officers from active duty in the community, but cost thousands of dollars in overtime pay and equipment. Then there are the credit card statements. Under Henyard, the village's credit cards were reportedly used for extravagant shopping sprees. In one instance, $33,000 was spent on Amazon in a single day. Other transactions included charges at high-end retailers, such as Target, Wayfair, and Walgreens. A single-day purchase from Amazon reportedly totaled more than $40,000, without explanation. At the same time, Dalton's financial health has plummeted.
This is shameful. Y'all are a disgrace.
We're watching the fall of this administration.
When Henyard took office, the village had a $561 million surplus. Today, it's facing a $3.65 million deficit. Many residents are asking, where did all the money go? Henyard's administration has also been accused of failing to pay vendors, skipping payroll for municipal employees, and refusing to provide transparency around spending. One notable moment captured on video shows Henyard responding coldly to questions about unpaid vendors. It was for shirts. That's what it's for, an administration in crisis. As pressure builds, Henyard's behavior has grown increasingly erratic. She has blocked internal investigations, clashed with the village board, and lashed out at critics during public meetings. In one instance, she tried to block a special investigation into her spending by claiming it was unconstitutional. The board overrode her veto, and former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot has been appointed to lead the inquiry. Despite the scrutiny, Henyard remains defiant. She refers to herself as Super Mayor Ty, claiming to be the people's mayor and people's supervisor. But her actions tell a different story. Public meetings have become battlegrounds. Residents are voicing their outrage, demanding accountability and calling for Henyard's resignation. Chants of, "You're not qualified for that seat," and "You don't respect the people" have become common. The network of corruption. One of the most damning accusations against Henyard is that she didn't act alone. Multiple current and former village employees are reportedly under investigation for participating in or covering up the corruption. Some of these individuals, like Carlisle, may also be seeking deals with prosecutors to avoid jail time. "The whole system in Dalton is rotten," one resident said, "and it's all starting to unravel." Carlisle's decision to turn whistleblower may have sparked the unraveling, but now others are reportedly lining up to do the same. Sources say federal investigators are looking into a network of complicity involving department heads, contractors, and even outside vendors who may have benefited from kickbacks or no-bid contracts. It's not just Tiffany going down. One anonymous commenter wrote online, "Everyone who was part of it is going with her A-town in turmoil." The result of this unfolding scandal has been devastating for Dalton's residents. Once a relatively prosperous suburb, the town is now in debt, understaffed, and in crisis. Trash collection has been delayed, police patrols have been cut back, public parks and infrastructure projects have stalled. Despite this, Henyard continues to enjoy a lavish lifestyle. She has taken first-class flights, stayed in luxury hotels, and paid for top-tier security, all funded by taxpayers. Her conduct has left many Dalton residents feeling betrayed, angry, and powerless. "It's like she's spitting in our faces," one resident said at a town meeting. "She's living like a queen while we're dealing with layoffs and unpaid bills." So the final days. The FBI, the Illinois Attorney General, and state prosecutors are all now involved. Federal subpoenas have reportedly been issued. Village finances are under a microscope, and the court of public opinion has already rendered its verdict. Henyard must go. Yet Henyard shows no signs of backing down. She continues to deny the allegations, claiming they are politically motivated attacks from disgruntled ex-employees and rivals. But with each passing day, the evidence piles up and the walls close in. Even her loyal supporters are beginning to distance themselves. The aura of invincibility that once surrounded her has all but disappeared. What remains is a scandal-ridden administration teetering on collapse. The Carmen Carlisle factor. Carmen Carlisle's role in all this is far from straightforward. While many view her as a courageous whistleblower, others see her as an opportunist. After all, she was part of the inner circle for years, and only turned on Henyard when it benefited her legally. "She's not doing this out of the goodness of her heart," one observer noted. "She's trying to save herself." Still, her testimony may be the key to bringing Henyard down. As someone with first-hand knowledge of the mayor's dealings, Carlisle could provide the smoking gun that prosecutors need. If the allegations are proven true, Henyard could face not only removal from office, but also federal charges including fraud, conspiracy, and obstruction of justice. What's next? The situation in Dalton remains fluid. New information is emerging daily, and the investigation appears far from over. The people of Dalton are organizing petitions, planning protests, and preparing for a possible recall election. Whether through legal action or public pressure, it seems Henyard's days in power may be numbered. As the investigations continue, more individuals may come forward, more documents may be leaked, and the full extent of the alleged corruption may finally be revealed. one thing is certain: the people of Dolton are demanding change. And for Tiffany Henyard, the political reckoning has only just begun. Tiffany Henyard, the controversial mayor of Dolton, Illinois, is once again making headlines, but this time, the story has taken a dramatic and dangerous turn. At the center of the storm is her former assistant turned whistleblower, Carmen Carlisle, who is now at the heart of a federal investigation into alleged corruption, misuse of public funds, and possibly even a targeted attempt on her life. For years, Carlisle worked closely with Mayor Henyard. As a trusted aide, she had access to confidential information and was reportedly involved in some of the questionable financial decisions plaguing Dolton today. From luxury shopping sprees to using village funds for personal expenses, Carlisle allegedly witnessed it all until she decided to flip. Facing her own legal troubles, Carlisle reportedly turned over a trove of evidence to federal investigators. In exchange for leniency, she's now cooperating against Henyard, accusing the mayor of running a corrupt operation that has drained the town's finances and left taxpayers footing the bill. Under Henyard's leadership, Dolton went from a year, $5, $6 million surplus to a $6 million deficit. Village credit cards were used for tens of thousands of dollars in Amazon purchases, hotel stays, flights, and more. But just days after Carlisle turned over key evidence, her home was reportedly sprayed with bullets in what some are calling an attempted assassination. Carlisle survived the attack, but remains in critical condition. Sources suggest the shooting may have been a targeted act, meant to silence her. Whispers of Henyard hiring local gang members to carry out the attack have further fueled public outrage. Meanwhile, Mayor Henyard remains defiant. She denies all allegations, calling them political attacks and smear campaigns. Despite growing public pressure, federal investigations, and protests from residents, she refuses to resign. Adding fuel to the fire, the Dolton Village Board recently hired former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to conduct an independent investigation into Henyard's spending. Henyard tried to block the move, but the board overruled her, and the probe is now underway. Many believe Henyard isn't acting alone. As more whistleblowers begin to speak out, federal investigators are reportedly uncovering a network of individuals who either enabled or participated in the alleged corruption. Carlisle's cooperation may only be the beginning. Dolton residents are fed up. Town meetings have erupted in anger, with citizens demanding answers and accountability. Some are calling for a recall election, while others are preparing lawsuits. The FBI, state prosecutors, and the Illinois Attorney General are all involved, and the case is far from over. The once loyal assistant has now become the biggest threat to Henyard's political career, and possibly her freedom. Whether justice will be served or another political scandal swept under the rug remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: the people of Dolton are watching closely, and they want their town and their trust back.